there is it's got it. So today, Insurance Coffee, I've got Mcloud. Welcome, Mcloud.
Thank you, Nicola.
Mcloud is from CyberSafe. These are the guys that we use to find out what our security posture is when it comes to cyber. So in other words, how safe are you from a cyber attack? So Mcloud, what's happening out there? How crazy is it? How bad is it?
Terrible, to be quite frank with you. I say to everybody, there's a big misconception around cybercrime, and I'm not going to get affected. It's not the case. As soon as you have a computer or a network that is connecting to the internet, you are then susceptible to cybercrime, and most likely will or already have been. As you know, a lot of people are being affected, ransomware, data being stolen. Another big misconception is that it's these guys in basements and hoodies, when actually that's not the case.
They aren't in basements?
No, well,
some are.
Maybe some. But there are a lot of black market organizations that are run professionally with HR and payroll, and they're selling malware as a service to obviously other organizations or to other individuals that are hoping to either steal data or run rampant and cause issues for companies.
Okay, so what have you found out there in terms of how secure are South African businesses?
It's a mixed match, to be honest with you. I think a lot of the medium to the larger enterprise kind of organizations, they are secure to an extent, although you never really are 120% secure at the rate at which the threats are being propagated nowadays. I would say that a lot of the SMEs are not safe whatsoever. I think they stand to have the most loss and be affected the most. The reason I say that is that a lot of the medium to larger size organizations have procured software and have internal personnel that have some form of understanding about cybercrime in general, although most of them are actually generalists, which makes that even more difficult. And then if you look at the SME, they've got a router and a laptop, and a lot of people think, oh, I've got antivirus and I'm fine. No, that's not the case. It's very, very scary, to be honest with you.
All right, so we're gonna drop a link at the bottom to CyberSafe. It has become a science of understanding how safe you are.
Yeah.
What are the threats? And maybe you can just share with the viewers out there what are some of the tips and tricks that they can do today to secure themselves in their business. We were talking off air. You were speaking about patching.
Yeah. So there's the first and foremost, the best thing to do is kind of get a snapshot of where you are in general. So one of the main things we do is, for example, a vulnerability scan, and we do that on the external IP addresses of an organization. And the reason we do that is because 90% of people being hacked is through email.
Okay, you're losing me here. We just give you some detail, and you're going to basically scan us. Because I think a lot of businessmen out there and businesswomen understand they've got tech, they've got servers, but at the end of the day, we want to get in professionals that can help us.
Correct. So, like I say, whether you're an SME or a large organization, you've either procured software or solutions to safeguard against that or not. So basically, it's like a site inspection. If I can explain that.
That works for me. A site inspection.
Yeah.
So you're gonna inspect my IT site.
Well, correct. So to your external IP. So what your organization looks like to the outside world, the internet outside world. And it's not to be on end all, but it's like I said, a site inspection to kind of see where you are. Other tips and tricks just in general for people, I would definitely say backups. Everyone backs up, but guys off-site and incremental if possible, because you don't want to be backing up a form of malware that's been lying dormant in your system. Also, we've seen types of ransomware that it will look for your backup files first, delete them, and then do its encryption. So the best thing is to have it off-site.
Also, we were talking about that the person that's most vulnerable to be attacked is like the assistant, the PA, to the CEO or the managing director.
Correct. Actually leads me quite nicely onto my next tip would be awareness. I think there's a lot of challenges faced by organizations in obviously trying to protect themselves. The tech is quite exorbitant in terms of costs. It needs to be configured properly. That's another cost to get specialists to do that. So when you have an SME that's they're trying to use their resources for their day-to-day business, and they don't have the time or the money or the expertise to actually procure the correct form of technology to help them. So just general awareness to your employees, and as you mentioned, you know, like the assistance and so on, that's through, you know, spear phishing and a lot of mail spoofing that we're seeing now, where people, it might look like it comes from you, for example, with your email address, and that's because they've gained access onto your mail server. So just kind of making awareness to your general employees to kind of identify certain
So they just open all mails?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Just have certain decorum in how you kind of conduct yourself in day-to-day business, and it is difficult. You know, after COVID now, people have lost a lot of business. People are trying to get back on track. There's a lot more COVID scams going out there now with, like, for example, the Zoom and update your details, and that's how they get you, by getting you to put credentials in. So It's just having a general awareness of how you conduct yourself in the workplace.
Okay, so there you have it, guys. I mean, Mcloud has kind of given us in a nutshell the things that you need to look for, but understand, get an expert in there. CyberSafe will do a free vulnerability threat assessment so that you can understand your security posture. The first 100 people that click on the link below get their vulnerability scan for free. Thank you.